everyone and welcome back to Erudemy Learning. Today we are going to be doing another book review. This is a book by famous author Roald Dahl. It is called The Witches. As always, let us start with a summary of the novel. The boy moves in with his grandma after he is left an orphan. The boy and his grandma are great friends. She tells him many stories about witches, specifically how to recognize them so that he will be safe from them. Aside from a few distinguishing physical characteristics, they are bald, they have clawed hands, they lack toes. Witches look like human women but are awful creatures that prey on children. The grandmother warns him about the Grand High Witch, the most evil and the most feared leader of all the witches. When the grandmother and the boy go on a holiday to a fancy hotel on the English coast, the boy encounters a group of witches gathering for their yearly meeting. He overhears the Grand Witch introducing her new invention, something she calls Formula 86, a potion to turn children into mice. The witch explains her plan of putting the potion in candy and having the witches all open sweet shops. As part of a presentation, the Grand High Witch lures a boy named Bruno Jenkins, and after discovering the boy, the witches turn the boy into a mouse as well. The boy finds Bruno and realizes that both of them still regain their personalities, voices, and intelligence despite them being transformed. The boy comes up with a plan to turn all the witches into mice by stealing some of the potion and putting it into the witches' food. The plan succeeds. All the witches are instantly transformed into mice and killed by the hotel staff. After returning home, the boy and the grandmother come up with a plan to use the potion to eradicate all of the witches in the world. The boy is still a mouse and will only live another 9 years. But he is not concerned by this, since he will live as long as his grandmother. Now that you have an initial understanding of the book, let us meet the characters. The narrator of the story is known simply as the boy. Like the heroes in many of Dahl's other stories, the narrator is a brave, kind, and intelligent child. Thanks to his grandmother's stories, the boy is able to identify witches in disguise, though he is turned into a mouse. Once he is turned into a mouse, the boy hatches a plan to save all the children in England from a similar fate and successfully wipes out all of the witches in England. Though the boy remains a mouse, the story ends happily. The Grand High Witch is the most terrifying witches of them all. She is their ruler and strikes fear even in the hearts of witches. Though she dons the traditional disguise like other witches, she also wears a mask to hide her hideous face. The narrator's grandmother is a storytelling, cigar-smoking, brave character. She is an expert on witches and tells her grandson countless stories to protect him. After her grandson's forever transformed into a mouse, she remains a kind and loving figure. Bruno Jenkins is a greedy boy that is lured into the company of witches by promise of candy. He is the first to be transformed into a mouse. The manager is the gruff man who owns the hotel the boy and the grandmother visit. He is eager to please his guests, fawning over the witches in disguise and trying to eject the boy and his grandmother from the hotel for having mice. His presence adds to the story's suspense because the readers fear if he finds the boy in mouse form that he would likely dispose of him quickly to keep the hotel's reputation. Mr. and Mrs. Jenkins are the parents of Bruno Jenkins. The other child, the Grand Witch, successfully turns into a mouse. The Jenkins are a Wendley family and adhere strictly to their roles in the family as determined by gender and age. Mr. Jenkins is a businessman who does not want to put up with the grandmother's nonsense when she tells him that his son has been turned into a mouse. Mrs. Jenkins clearly plays second fiddle in their relationship. She is shown to be doing stereotypically feminine things such as knitting, screaming at the sight of mice. The plot had a classic Roald Dahl plot with a brave protagonist and the big meanie and the nice motherly side character. But I still loved it. It had many humorous incidents which made reading fun. The bits and pieces of blood-curdling incidents also made the plot more fascinating. This book was written in Dahl's signature writing style, which involves a great deal of humor and sarcasm which appeals readers like me. Emotions felt. Most of the book was full of hilarious and spine-chilling instances, but the part where the boy was permanently a mouse and could live as long as his grandmother would, it just melted my heart. Was the end satisfying? Yes, the end was very satisfying. I liked the boy and the grandmother's idea of using the witch's potion against them and the idea of them traveling the world to eliminate witches. If you like this book, you would definitely like Winnie the Pooh by A.M. Milne, How Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss, The Bad Beginning by Lemony Snicket, and The Runaway Bunny by Margaret Wise Brown. I give this book a 4.5 out of 5 rating. It is a beautiful book which can be enjoyed by readers of all age. So this is it for today. I hope you liked the video. In the next video, we are going to be doing another book review. Until then, bye!